Hello everyone, Timer over here, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play of Transport Fever 2. Last episode, we sort of overbuilt a little bit, but it's gonna be fine. We went ahead and set up a route for crude to oil to fuel. And unfortunately, it's sort of still losing money, although we're somewhat gaining it, but where we're really losing it is sort of on this route over here. So I think ultimately what we're going to want to do is potentially just trim back this route and just have it go from crude into oil and just back until we can afford another train. Alternatively, I could take out another loan of 500,000 in order to actually get another line going. But I mean, really, what I want to do is try to get more money and ultimately get into a better locomotive situation. So if we look here, you're coming into the station over here. Let's see how much money we pick up from this. And also, one thing I didn't actually do last time, which we found out, and why is my controls pause button not actually working? Because pause should be spacebar, and all of a sudden it doesn't seem to want to work. So I don't know if something got sort of screwed up there. Anywho, all right, so we're good to go. Pause is back online. Now I don't even remember what I was saying. So let's see how much money we make from this drop off. Yeah, 214. I mean, it's a long route, but really what it's based on is line A to B, so sort of line of sight kind of thing. So, I mean, it's not, we're sort of taking a roundabout way, more or less. So if the amount of money is based upon the amount you're transporting and then somehow calculated based on the straight line distance from where you're going to from where you were coming from to where you're going. So I don't know. I mean, these aren't terrible like roundabout ways. We're more or less sort of straight. I mean, we don't deviate that much. Anywho, we do have these lines now producing and carrying some things. And these horse and buggies here, they only carry 4 at a time. So I mean, more or less, we're okay with this. I mean, we are making money. It's just this line going this way. I mean, it's literally not doing anything on its return trip, which is kind of hurting us, to be perfectly honest. One thing we could do is set up a line going from like taking the lumber, or sorry, the logs over to the mill here, the sawmill, and just using that to sort of boost our overall income. Because it's a really short distance, we could get away with putting down another train and just feeding this sawmill logs over this really short distance. I mean, alternatively, we could just get trucks to do that if we want to just sort of save down or lower our cost a little bit. That might not actually be a bad idea. I mean, it's very tiny, the amount of cargo they take. I tend not to like to use them until later on. It would be nice if we had, I mean, the bricks are over here. Or sorry, tools nearby. But yeah, we've got another setup over here that we could, in theory, use to sort of make some more money. I don't know. I'm trying to think what the best option is, because right now I think we are net losing money. Because if we take a look here, this thing, by the time it gets back, it's back in the red. So like this route is not working out for us at all. At all. So we either need to set up another train that takes the crude, or sorry, the actual oil over to the fuel refinery, while this one transports the crude to the oil refinery. Or we need to set up a train to sort of like mooch money off of the lumber, because we could make a decent amount of money just by transporting the lumber over here. And then we're not really growing any city out of that, but we're not really going to be able to piggyback off of any of our lines either, in generally. I mean, alternatively, I could set up a line over here. I don't know. I think this is actually faster. Okay, if we take a look at our actual lines. I want vehicles. Vehicle manager. All. Okay. Somewhere I'm blanking on it. It actually lists the overall line statistics. Yeah, this is what. Okay. So this thing, the actual cargo, the horse-drawn carriage is actually profitable, but not the initial vehicle line. So I think what I'm going to do is only have this guy go. I'm going to just trim back this line. We're only going to go. Oops. Let's do something like this. Add station here to here. Let's do that again. I want to make sure this thing is actually going to go to New Orleans North first. Terminal 1 not combinable. What does that mean? Cannot connect all stations. Wonder why. Is it just because of the terminus? It can't turn around? Interesting. Okay, so we'll go here to here. And I'm not sure exactly what this thing is doing, but I'm going to wait for it to actually get there. And then what we might do is have it return to the depot. Because all of a sudden, this terminal, or this thing is not actually working. Ooh! Whoops. Okay. My bad. My bad. There we go. That's what that meant. I had actual the trucks were on that line, and they're like, "What are you trying to do to us?" Okay, so we're gonna edit the barrels of oil one. Dumb. Okay, there we go. Let's take away St. Louis, and we're just gonna have you go and drop off the crude, because that I think is gonna make it profitable. We're still gonna end up paying, I think, maintenance on these things, and we're paying maintenance on this station. I think what we'll end up doing. Yeah, see, you're no longer actually functioning, are you? We really need to get a actual. We need to get another train to deliver stuff from here. So 419, yeah. See, that's a pretty good get. I still don't know if it's ultimately going to be profitable, but we'll see what happens when it comes back over. As you can see, it is producing. I don't know if that means like it no longer has anything, or if it has 48 sitting there. Current consumption rate. Number of items currently in stock. Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I think what we should have done originally was just set up this line and let that sort of incur. I don't know. I can't talk today. Occur some sort of profit over here. But what I'm really looking at is how much this is going to go down. If we can somehow profit when this thing reaches here and actually picks up the barrels, If we can somehow get it back over here and still be in the green, I think we'll leave that go for now. I mean, I could add additional cars to this thing, because that's part of the problem. I mean, it's not going full laden there. I don't think I can edit this without it being in the train depot. Edit selected vehicle. I don't know. It doesn't say what poor means on that respect, which is kind of unnerving, actually. Yeah, you're going there. You're still making a profit, so I think it's going to be fine. We'll get another 400 grand infusion over here, and this thing is going to actually start generating money. Meanwhile, you guys are not generating any money whatsoever. Yeah, because you're not actually getting there. So what I think I'm going to do is actually set up another train. And I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get another loan out. It's going to give us a big, huge cost to that. But we'll wait till we get an infusion of cash from this train here. One thing I could do, too, is actually send it to the... After this, okay, this is what we're going to do. After this, I'm going to get it to actually go into the train depot, and we're going to add a few more cars onto it. It's going to be poor, but it's relatively flat. I think it's going to be a little bit better because we'll be able to transport a heck of a lot more oil. Whoa, what the heck is that? We'll be able to transport a ton more oil over here and actually get a huge payout. And I think that's going to be better. So we'll wait till it gets over here. Then we'll add in some cars. And then we will send it off on its way. Okay, manage vehicles. Let's edit. Add car. Yeah, see, okay, so what that's telling us is on high slopes, it's not going to have enough power to get going with that many cars on there. So we may not be able to actually function with this thing. Oof. I mean, is there a way for me to see the slopes? Track speed limiter. I mean, it does have some sloping over here, but I don't know if that's going to mean it's never going to be able to make it over those. I think what we're going to do is we're going to try it out. I mean, what's the worst that could possibly happen? So mediocre. Yeah, see, I mean, even at mediocre, it wasn't able to actually make it up those hills. So, well, that's not true, actually. That's not true at all. Okay, let's go ahead and just add in those cars. Yeah, because, I mean, even at mediocre, what it has been doing, it hasn't had enough power to make it up, like, really poor hills or bad hills. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw on a bunch more of these. We'll take off one. Yep. Okay. You're good to go. And we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully, it's going to be able to handle that much of a load. So yeah, when a train's not actually going to it, it starts selling off the barrels. Which, that is kind of annoying. Oh well. Because it should, I mean, I feel like it should continue to accrue and stockpile as long as it's connected to a route. As long as you have a route on there, but not necessarily the actual train going there, I think that would be ideal. Ooh. Yeah, we may have to take out a loan. Because I don't think we're going to get an infusion of cash before this thing, before the maintenance on this hits us. Yeah, let's go ahead and just borrow 500,000 and then go from there. I'm really tempted to like get rid of this because it's really not working out for us anymore. It's just we're just losing money on this train set. But I mean these things are actually making us money. They were. They're not anymore. Okay, tell you what. Let's change things up a little bit. Truck station. Let's move you. Ooh. Maybe not. This is kind of expensive. Kind of expensive, but, you know, you got to spend money to make money, huh? And do something like this. And then you guys, we're going to do a new line here to there. And we're going to throw on our vehicles, all of these road vehicles. Since they're not really doing anything on that route, the line route, we're going to do line 2 now. Okay, so they're going to change up what they do and hopefully make us a little money transporting things over there. We'll see what happens. Where's the train? We should get an infusion of cash coming soon. Got 77 barrels. Hopefully we don't have to take out another loan. We'll see what this thing does. Ooh, it's slowing down. Slows down around this curb. Yeah, we're now in the negatives, but that should resolve itself. I hope. Are you full? Yeah, you are full, so you're good there. Go up here. Boom, 658,000. And we are turning a profit now. So hopefully that train... And this thing is once again full. So I think this is going to be fine. I think this is what we should have done from the very beginning with this route. And to see ultimately what goes on. How is this working out for us? Line 2, line 1. 7,000. Now, I mean, this ultimately is not the greatest, granted. It would be ideal if we could actually put in another train station. But because this is a pretty long freaking route for a road, for these road vehicles. Not gonna lie. Yeah, this thing is just so freaking slow. So slow. I mean, it would have been better if we could do a straight shot, but that itself would have cost so much money. So much money. It would not have been a good thing. I mean, we could do a double train on this route and actually, yeah, see, I mean, we're barely touching the amount of crude oil here. So we could literally run 2 of these trains to really jack up our overall overhead, basically. Not really our overhead, but sort of, you know what I mean. Our profits. Shh. All right, we've got this. You are, I hope, making some sort of cash now. I mean, it's not going to be super much. Ultimately, we want a train going here. I don't really want to tear this stuff down, but I mean, it is costing us some money to keep this stuff going. per tick. I mean, not that much. Well, I don't want to take that out, but I mean, it is overhead for us. So, and yeah, this thing. I mean, we burn through a lot of our profit. We do. We burn through a lot of the profit here. Have we gotten a new train yet? Because oh yeah, we can actually control the speed, the date speed. So in case you were wondering, there are two speed values here. We've got the actual game simulation speed. So like, you know, we can go slower, middle fast, and then very fast here. And that affects, you know, how fast we, you know, our profits come in, as well as how much we, you know, how fast we expend money, and how fast things move. But we also have this nifty little tool to like increase or decrease the actual speed of the date. I mean, we could literally put it so that we're always in 1857. And that doesn't affect the actual game simulation speed. It just dictates how fast we progress through the technology eras. If we, for whatever reason, we wanted to stay within this era with this slow train, we could basically just leave it as is and go from there. But I think what we're going to do, we might increase this just a bit, just to, you know, get us a little bit better of a train. Because this thing is not super great. It really isn't. I mean, we are making money now. We're not losing money, and that's what we want to look at. We want to make sure that by the end of this route, once he actually pulls in the profit, that he's not actually in the red, and he is not. So we're in good shape. In terms of this line over here, now that's got a couple things. We are making a money off of our sort of our road setup for the logs. And I could dish out a number of these different road vehicles. Like we could literally go over here and throw out some more horse-drawn carriages. I mean, they're cheap. Ish. But they are making money. So what we could do is we could go ahead and throw them on line 2 and get them to go out and help with the hauling of the logs. Because we don't have enough money right now to warrant the train. Hey, there's a new train. Woohoo! And I just noticed we do have a tool factory in the mountains here. Now, that is actually very, very interesting. Because we could set up a little line, a little train line, that basically goes around this area in sort of a loop. It would get us some tools, but not necessarily a city to get those tools to. So I don't know how much useful it is for us, unfortunately. I think our ultimate goal, though, should really be getting another train to actually bring the oil to the fuel line here. And I think that's what we're ultimately going to do. But yeah, it is slow going to actually accumulate money here. So if we take a look at actually upgrading this thing, manage vehicles, train 1. If we edit you, so the 4-4 General is a lot more powerful, a lot more traction. It emits a little bit more pollution, and doesn't go that much faster. That being said, it does actually have a little bit of a higher speed rate. Plus, with the additional power, it's going to be able to go a lot quicker. Now, there is an upgrade button, if I'm not mistaken. Edit selected vehicle. Replace selected vehicle. Yeah, it's going to cost us 1.8 million to replace that. This is one vehicle to be replaced. Oh, replace for... That's clone. I thought there was an actual upgrade. but I might be mistaken. If we did manage vehicle, that just brings up that menu. And then we go into edit the vehicle. We could remove this vehicle and replace it. But I don't know if I want to do that just yet. Yeah, we're not really making much money from this, are we? I think it's because it's too darn slow. It slows down on certain areas. I mean, it's going its max speed right now. But, I mean, it's not really ultimately helping us, I don't think. I mean, if we take a look at our new line here, I mean, this one's now making money. So, I mean, it is giving us a little trickle of cash. And the barrels, of course, is actually producing pretty well. I think what we ultimately end up doing is literally just either replacing this vehicle with a better engine, and then maybe even moving this, maybe getting one of these engines to actually go back and forth from here, because that would actually be pretty profitable, because it's really close. We probably should have done that from the beginning. The only sad part is we don't really have an end game for these tools. Like we could just have set up a line going back and forth from here, and then eventually upgrade it to producing tools over here. But then there's no nearby city that wants tools. I mean, the closest producer, or the closest consumers are Akron, way up there, up north. We've got Corona even further. Las Vegas, which is pretty far away as well. And then Austin. So, I mean, that's not really useful to us, ultimately. So, I don't know if we want to do something like that. Yeah, we're just not making any cash with this line at all. At all. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put a cut in the video. I think what I'm going to do in between episodes is set up, let it run, or at least take out some loans or something, and actually get a line just going back and forth over here. Because I think this is going to be a good money maker in terms of cash on hand, because it's so close, just to sort of fuel our expansion of this production route. I think that's going to be ultimately good, because we are turning a profit, but it's really, really slow. And really, I mean, this thing has not really breached 300,000. I think it's because it's super slow. And I need cash in order to upgrade this nicely. If I do go over here and we buy vehicles and we use this, and we do, I mean, we don't need to actually buy these because we already have them. But if we did something like this, we would be at mediocre. So it would be ultimately better, I think. And it wouldn't cost us, because we would just replace our current machine. So ultimately it would be like, I don't know, 476,000 to replace that vehicle, which actually we could cover. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Where did you actually go back? Yeah, it went all the way back. I think what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and put a cut in the video. I'm going to let it finish this route, and then I'll bring it back into the station where we will look to upgrade it next episode. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series. If you did, let me know by hitting that like button. If you want to see more content, as always, I strongly encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you next time, folks. Bye-bye.